With all the huge, noisy headlines grabbing our attention every day, there's this other threat, a silent one, that's quietly taking apart the very bedrock of modern medicine. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain on something called antimicrobial resistance, or AMR. We're going to figure out what it is and how we survive the rise of the superbug. Okay, let's get into it.
I know, it sounds like something straight out of a cheesy sci-fi movie, right? But this is the future we're actually sprinting towards. A future where our so-called miracle drugs just stop, and where the tiniest little accident could have absolutely catastrophic consequences. So let me just walk you through what this looks like. It all starts on a Tuesday. You get a little nick from a kitchen knife, no big deal. You stick a bandage on it, you forget all about it. But then, by Friday, your finger is bright red and it's just throbbing with pain. A week later, you're in the ICU. The doctors are throwing every antibiotic they've got at you, even the really heavy-duty stuff. But nothing. The bacteria have seen it all before. They're not impressed. And that's not just some scary story. It's a very real projection of where we're headed. We are facing a massive crisis of antimicrobial resistance. Some are calling it the silent pandemic because it threatens to wipe out an entire century of medical progress. So to really get a handle on this problem, you have to understand the opponent. And let me tell you, in the biological world, there is no better survivor than bacteria. These things are the ultimate survivors. So what even is antimicrobial resistance? Well, to put it simply, it's when tiny microbes like bacteria evolve to the point where they can just shrug off the drugs we designed to kill them. They learn, they adapt, and they survive, making our best medicines totally useless. And what's really wild is how they learn. Think about this. Bacteria have been on this planet for 4 billion years. They have survived everything this world has thrown at them. So when we misuse antibiotics, not finishing a prescription or taking them for a virus when they won't work, we're basically giving these bacteria a free masterclass. It's like a training course in how to defeat our own weapons. We kill off all the weak ones, leaving the strongest to learn, get tougher, and then multiply like crazy. And here's how they get so smart so fast, it's actually incredible. They don't just pass down their resistance to their kids. Oh no. Through this process called horizontal gene transfer, a resistant bacterium can literally just hand over its secret survival code to a totally different type of bacteria hanging out nearby. It's like they're passing notes in class, creating brand new superbugs on the fly. Right, so this ability to adapt and share so quickly is exactly why we've hit a critical tipping point. Let's look at the actual numbers, because this is where you start to understand the terrifying scale of this crisis. 10 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. 10 million. That's the number of people projected to die every single year from drug-resistant infections by 2050, if we don't get our act together. And that's not some distant, far-off future. That's just a couple of decades away. And to put that 10 million number into perspective, just look at this chart. Right now, cancer kills about 8.2 million people a year worldwide. The projections show AMR becoming even deadlier than all cancers combined. So here's the takeaway. We are on a path for common treatable infections to become the #1 killer on the planet. And the damage doesn't stop there. It's not just about treating infections. So much of what we consider modern medicine completely depends on our ability to control bacteria. Think about it. Chemotherapy patients, they need antibiotics. Organ transplants, impossible without them. Complex surgeries, managing diabetes, even having a baby safely. All of it becomes incredibly dangerous, maybe even impossible, if our antibiotics fail. So the big question is, where is all this resistance coming from? I mean, yeah, misuse in human medicine is part of it for sure, but the biggest single engine driving this whole pandemic might really shock you. It's not in our hospitals. It's on our farms. Just take a look at this. It's staggering. Around 70%, 70, of all antibiotics sold on Earth aren't for sick people. They're for healthy animals. They're routinely used to make livestock grow a little faster and to stop infections before they start in these huge, crowded factory farms. And the World Health Organization doesn't mince words on this one. They say we are, and I'm quoting here, using our most precious human medicine to make cheaper chicken, and in the process, you are creating the superbugs that will kill us. That's pretty blunt. So what this practice does is it basically turns these farms into superbug training grounds. When you give low doses of antibiotics to healthy animals, you don't kill all the bacteria. Instead,
You create the perfect little laboratory for the toughest bacteria to practice their survival skills before they eventually make their way out into our water, our soil, and, yep, our bodies.
Okay, so that was a lot of doom and gloom. The situation is clearly dire, but, and this is a big but, it is not hopeless. We actually have a solid framework for how to fight back. It's a strategy called antimicrobial stewardship. Let's look at how this gives us a path forward. The whole idea behind stewardship is about being smarter with the weapons we have. For way too long, we've been using the hand grenade approach, these big, broad-spectrum antibiotics that just carpet bomb everything, including all the good bacteria in our bodies that help protect us. The future has to be the sniper rifle, using super-fast diagnostic tests to figure out the exact bad guy, and then using a targeted antibiotic that takes out only that specific threat.
So here it is. Here's the game plan. Number one, as patients, we have to stop demanding antibiotics for viruses like the common cold, where they do literally nothing except create more resistance. Number two, we need to invest in and actually use these precise rapid tests to know what we're fighting. And number three, this one's huge. We have to end the routine non-medical use of our life-saving antibiotics in agriculture, period.
At the end of the day, the challenge we're facing is just immense. This isn't just about fighting one disease or finding one new miracle drug. What we're really up against is 4 billion years of evolution. So the real question isn't just what we need to do. We know what to do. The question is, are we ready to actually do it? Do we have the collective will to make these changes before it's too late?